What's cracking? How are you doing today? I hope this video finds you doing well. Hell, I hope it finds you on top of the world. My name's Ricky Dye, and if you've never watched one of my videos before, I went to prison when I was 15 years old. And I was there for 20 and a half years straight in all the roughest places. And we can never go back and change the things we've done. We can't go back to our past, unfortunately, and make things better or fix things that we've broken. But one thing I can do is try to make things better from this day forward. And that's what these videos are all about. I hurt so many people. I hurt my mama. I hurt people I didn't even know, and I hurt myself. And I can't tell you what I put all of them through, but I can tell you what I went through, and that's what these videos are. I started at the beginning. I told you the crime, how I committed it, what happened, why I committed it, what went down all the way around. And then I talked to you about going to juvenile center and being sentenced as an adult and sent to prison with grown men when I was just a kid. And the hope of these videos is that by making them, I can deter someone else from making the mistake I made. My other hope is to maybe help someone else's family to keep from going through what I went through. And the other thing I try to do in these videos is to try to help people change the way they look at life. Because even if you do go and you make a terrible mistake, even after that 20 years I spent in prison, today I'm a happy man. Every day of my life I'm happy. And that has a lot to do with the way I view the world. Because the way you perceive the world has a lot to do with how you face the world. And when you get ready to go complete the task, the way you look at things, whether you feel good about doing it or you don't want to do it, will completely depend on the way you face it. And it's the same with life. And so what I always try to do is, on this channel, is at the beginning, try to take a moment and hit pause and think about a few ways we're blessed in our life. Because it's easy to look around and see people who have more than you do, have things that you don't have or feel like you'll ever have. But it's also easy to look around and see people who have less. And so every day, I try to make sure that I start my day picking up my blessings, the things I'm thankful for, rather than pick up my curses, the things that I don't have, maybe will never have. So I always try to look at what I do have and have a positive outlook on life. And I hope that you would do that too. Now, if you've kept track of my story, I'm just leaving McAllister. I've been in maximum security prison, but now my lawyer's pulled some major strings and she has pulled me out of there. And out of nowhere, without ever signing papers to ship or anything, I'm on the bus headed out. And when I got ready to leave, I went to that guy, DP, one of the main killers there. And this is something that never happens. I told him, I said, I have no canteen to take with me. When I get there, I won't have nothing. Try and get some money on my books and draw down or make a deal with somebody. Can I get some canteen to take with me? No one ever gives you canteen when you're shipping because they may never see you again. But DP did for me. He went and got me $50 worth of stuff and brought it over with me so I could stick it in my property and take it with me. And my mom was sending 50 to his books. And that's breaking the rules, but also keeping your word. And your word is all you have in prison. It doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, what your charge is, unless it's a sex crime. If you've messed with a kid, a woman, some kind of sex crime, your ass is out. There's no other way to put that. As soon as people find out, you will be a target. You will be mashed everywhere you go until you end up on protective custody, which is where people are kept and they're just locked down all the time for their own protection. It would be a terrible, terrible way to do your time. So I've got pulled out and I find out that where I'm going to Dick Connors Correctional Center. So when I was at Lexington, which is where I was at right before I went to OSP, I just came in prison. Even though I've been locked up for almost 2 years, I was in the juvenile center 5 months. I was in the county jail for 1 year and 5 months. I was at Lexington for 1 year, and now I've spent a little over 11 months in McAllister, even though you're supposed to be there for 2 years. So whenever something changed, a big deal changed. I still looked real young because I was only 19. I turned 19 while I was in McAllister. So I still looked real young, but the difference was I had been to McAllister. And it's surprising in prison how people look at that. Like, whenever I went to McAllister, I was just a kid, and I was getting in fights. I don't know how many fights. I would get in about 3 fights a week, and I kept a black eye all the time. All the time I was at Lexington. People really picked on me because I was just a kid. Now, I went to McAllister, I was there a year, and I was terrified the whole time I was there, I won't lie to you. I didn't act like that. I acted like I wasn't afraid of anything. But the truth is, I was afraid the whole time I was there. But now I've been there, and I've been around these killers for a year. I've been around that environment. That's the way I'm used to living. And now, even though Dick Connors at the time was a medium max, it was a high medium. It wasn't an easy medium. It was a hard medium, and they had movement times, and you were locked on your unit most of the time, and when you did get to move, you had to share the gym with other units. You didn't even get to see the rest of the yard when you went to the gym. They had a different yard and gym time than you. So the people on your unit's the only people you see. So it was a hard place still, Connors was. And if I would have went there at the beginning instead of going to Lexington, I have no idea how bad that would have went for me. But I got lucky and went to Lexington first and got a year getting used to prison. And now I went to McAllister and I've been used to living there. And now I'm starting to get used to being locked up. Now, I've missed my pre-pro because I was locked up over this battery on staff and went to McAllister. I was denied pre-pro. And now I don't get parole again until I finish a third of my sentence, which is over 7 years. I have a 22-year sentence. Even with time served, I haven't even got 4 years in. So I'm not going to even get to see the pro board. I don't even have a chance of getting out till I have 7 years in. So I've got over 3 years to go, almost as long as I've been locked up, and I'm only 19. So over 3 years before I can even see a parole board that will probably say no. That seems like forever to a 19-year-old in prison. No longer could I see the outside world, in my view. I all this time until I got my sentence and everything, really up until I went to McAllister, I was always believing that I was going to go home at any time. When I was at Lexington, I thought, I'll make pre-pro. You know, I really believed that I was just a good. I was a good. They had me believing. Everyone said that you're a good kid. You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and this place isn't where you belong. But I was there, whether I belonged there or not. I was in medium and maximum security prison now. And going home was a long way off. There was nothing I could do. It was a long ways away, no matter how I looked at it. So I lost faith of going home, and I started to, only thing I care about is being somebody in prison. Like, you want to be popular in high school, I want to be popular in prison. I want people to know that Ricky Dye is somebody. Ricky Dye can fight. Ricky Dye is a killer. He's tough. That's what I wanted people to think. Ricky Dye never tell on you. He's a convict. He's tough. That's what I wanted people to think. And so I was doing push-ups and pull-ups every day, so I was always in shape and jogging, so that if I got in a fight, if you couldn't knock me out, you were in trouble. I could wrestle real good, but I won't give up. I won't give up. And I don't care if you hurt me as long as I could hurt you. And that was the mindset I had. And all I cared about was being somebody in here now. So now I'm lost. Now I want to be a killer. So when I got to Connors, I was looking for someone to make a name on. So people treat me different now. They don't treat me now like a kid anymore. Now they're like, this guy just came from McAllister. This guy just got out of the walls. This guy just got out of the walls. So now, just because I came from the walls, I'm kind of considered somebody. Which makes no sense to me, how you can go to McAllister and be scared for a year, terrified out of your boots, and then you're tough because you got out of there. So one thing that always surprises me when I get out of prison and people, when I talk to them and I tell them that I was in prison 20 years, and they say, man, you're so strong. Me and guys that are in prison like I was for a long time, friends of mine, we all crack up about that. Because we didn't do it because we were strong. We did it because we didn't have a choice, and so would you. Because you don't have a choice once you get there. It's that or kill yourself. And that's something I want to tell you guys, is that no matter how bad it ever gets, things have been so bad for me before that I was scared all day and all night and dreamed about it when I went to sleep. And there was no escape. And I didn't give up, and neither should you, because life can always change. As long as you're alive, things can get better. And I don't ever want you to forget that. I'm living proof of it. Because I am happy. It is not a joke. It is not a play. It is for real. I am happy every day with little things that most people don't think about. I heard my uncle when I was a kid say that he was broke, but him and his old lady could take a can of worms and go have as much fun as other people could with $100 on Saturday night. And I didn't believe that, but I believe that now because me and my wife can do the same thing. And we don't even need a can of worms. We'll go dig them. So you don't need anything to have a good time. It's all about the way you look at life and who you're with. So if you're not with the right one, find somebody that accepts you for who you are, the good and the bad. Because when you have to love someone, when you love someone, you have to love them for the good and the bad, because you cannot change them. And going into a situation trying to change somebody from who they are, that's not ever going to work. You have to love them for who they are, man, the good and the bad. So consider that when you get mad at the people you love. They can't help it. They're who they are, just like you're who you are. And we all have our issues. And you have your own, too. So when I got to Connors, people are now there, oh, he got out of McAllister. He just got out of McAllister. I think I'm pretty tough. And now I think I know how to run a poker game because Willie Carr taught me in McAllister's. First thing I do, go find somebody with a store, somebody believe me, trust my word. I just got walls. My word means everything. I need a couple cartons of cigarettes so I can run a poker game. So I find this guy, been locked up a while, and he don't know me from Adam. I'm talking about I'm there from McAllister, but I think back then people would rob you if you told them no when they ask you for stuff. And I think he was afraid, me coming from McAllister, if he turned me down for loaning me 2 cartons of cigarettes till my mom sent some money, I think he was afraid I would try to take it all, which I wouldn't have done. I've never been the kind of guy to try to take anything. Things are hard to get, man. The only way you get something in prison is if your family sends it to you. And I would never try to take anything from anyone. Doing that will get you killed. So, this guy loans me 2 cartons of cigarettes, and I go and open up a poker game. And I'm running the poker game, hustling, and I've learned how to use the stack where the house always has an advantage. So, if you check out $3, I can set you all in, and if you win, you get 6. Now, I cut 50 cents out of the $6 pot, so really you got $5.50. I got 50 cents of mine back. So I only put $2.50 up against your 3. Now, I bet all your money again. You bet $6. I bet $6. It's a $12 pot, and you win again. Okay? I get $1.25 out of that pot. So now you only have $10.75. And you've won twice. And then I'll set you all again. This time you lose. Now you're broke and you're down $3. You need to go get some more money and put it in my sack. And that keeps happening all afternoon. Till eventually a couple people get smart and they get a little bit and they leave and they run and just get some of their stuff out of the sack or a little bit. At the end of the day, usually there's a big old sack. So I've got a big old sack and I've won almost all of it. People aren't even getting their money back mostly. And then this Indian guy comes and he seems all right at the poker table all day and he tells me, let him get $10 in credit. He's got it at his cell, but he can't get it till movement time. So I give it to him because I'm thinking everybody's talking about I just got from McAllister. He won't have the guts to not pay me. But sure enough, movement time came. He left, but he didn't come back with the $10. But I'm still running the game. So I run the game until count time. Lockdown, he still didn't come back. They have count time. Then we have chow, supper time. And then you have a couple movements before they lock the yard down at night. So I'm chasing this dude, trying to find this dude. Finally, I get him out to the unit. He wasn't coming back. I get him out to the unit. He don't have the money. And so I just got McAllister. I'm looking for somebody to use to show that I'm somebody. Get somebody. Do something to somebody. Whoop somebody. So he's scared. He can tell that I'm wanting to fight. So he has a watch on. And he takes that watch and gives me the watch as collateral. And he says he'll pay me the next day. So I say, okay, and I go back to the unit. They have there's a count around 8 o'clock, and after that you get out for a couple hours, take a shower before you lock down for the night, get you some ice, heat your food up, whatever. Here they come. Police come, shake my cell down, find that watch. Got his name on it. Take me and lock me up. An investigation. Now really, having another inmate's watch, if they don't say it's stolen, is only a Class B write-up. Possession of contraband, someone else's stuff. But I said, I just got here, and I was, they have these movement times, and I've never been on a yard with movement. So I borrowed that watch from a friend of mine so I would know when it's time to go on movement. And they got me in lockup over this, and they never take you to lockup over something that small. They got me in lockup, and I haven't been here but like 4 days. So I tell them that story, and he says, as long as that checks out, we'll let you out. A few more days goes by, they have 14 working days for investigation, which is almost 3 weeks to keep you down there and not tell you nothing. You're on investigation. Don't even have to tell you what for. You're just down there with nothing but a mattress, your underwear, and a Bible. Can't go to visit. You can visit through a glass if your people even know you're in jail. Because it's just like, boom, you're locked up, no one knows nothing. And they won't tell you nothing for 2 weeks on investigation. Finally, they come back and they tell me that this guy says I took his watch. And he filed separatives on me. So that's it. That's my story at Connors. I was there for about 2.5 months, and all of it was in lockup except for 3 or 4 days. So I spent that time, and I got shipped. And they shipped me right back to Lexington where I started. And that's where I'm going to start my next video. I've had an awesome week. It's not hard for me to figure out what my blessings are. It was my anniversary this week. Thank you to everyone for the anniversary wishes. Melody spent a lot of time setting up the families of the incarcerated on the Discord. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are a family member looking for answers. You can just get on there and we can talk. You can ask questions you want the answers to. And me and Melody will get in there. I'll answer them for you. So families of the incarcerated, if you have any problems, you hit me up on Messenger. The link's at the end of the video. I'll put it in the tags. It's in there for several videos now. It says join us on Discord. The link will take you right there. If you want to join, got any questions you want to ask. Most of the questions I'd like to keep in the comments. I want to thank everybody who does that. You guys that race to get in there, Polly and Brennan, both of you guys, man, you haven't gone unnoticed. Thank you guys, man. You guys are some of my favorites. Having guys like you on the team is awesome. They race to be the first one in the comment section. So thank you for everyone who's been viewing the channel. I still need 1,000 subscribers, and I need 4,000 watch hours, and I'm getting pretty close. It's been fun to watch it grow. I have no doubt we're going to get there. I want to thank every one of you who's hit the subscribe button. I still want to continue to ask you to please share them on your social media so the right person sees them. Because the one thing that would be better than helping somebody would be helping a lot of people. And that would be awesome. And thank you all. May God bless, keep and protect you and yours. And hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.